Look, man, this situation is becoming more and more pathetic, right? It's becoming pathetic, man. It honestly is. Outside of a Floyd Mayweather at the very tail end of his career, outside of that, there is not one fighter in history that would have turned down, right, a $50 million guarantee. No fighter, not in boxing, okay, definitely not in MMA, not in kickboxing, not in Muay Thai. All right? You guys need to understand that this is the biggest offer in the history of heavyweight boxing. Mike Tyson never got an offer like this. Holyfield never got an offer like this. But now it's not about is there money or is there not, right? Now it's not, does the money exist, right? Is it real? Now we're not questioning that, right? This constant movement of the goalposts is unbelievable. You guys do understand, right, that we can follow the day-by-day process of this whole situation. The progression of this situation for months and months now. We know the day-by-day operations of it. Okay, we could track it by the days. We could, by the day, by the hours, by the minute, by the second, we can track it. The things that have come out of Anthony Joshua's mouth, right, and the things that have come out of Eddie Hearn's mouth have contradicted one another, right? There's sometimes I'm like, well, which Eddie Hearn is going to come out today? Which Anthony Joshua is going to talk today? 1 minute, boxing's a gentleman's sport. And we need to be very respectful of one another. Another day, it's why doesn't Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury come to my face and say these things that they say, right? Like 1 minute this and 1 minute that. 1 minute, I don't believe you about the money. The next minute, but I'm not going to sell my soul for $50 million. I'm not going to sell my belt for $50 million. I mean, look how pathetic this sounds. I know that he means it figuratively speaking, okay? But let's just for the fuck of it, right? Let's go ahead and just explore both options, right? Figuratively speaking and literally speaking. So literally speaking, all right, no one is asking, much less Deontay Wilder and his team, are asking Anthony Joshua to sell his belts, right? This isn't a WWE, okay, WWF in the early 90s when the $1 Million Man was trying to buy a belt from Hulk Hogan, okay, and then bought it off Andre the Giant to make himself champion, right? That's not what's going on here, right? I have to double check. Let's say, is Ted DiBiase back into business? He's involved in boxing now. Like I know we're going towards the sports entertainment side. I like sports entertainment. I just don't like it in boxing. All right. So you're telling me that that a man tell you, right? Like it's this. You can't make this shit up. So we know he's not trying to buy your belts like it's a pawn shop and shit. Right, for $50 million, so we know it's not literally. I just find that funny. But figuratively speaking, what does he mean? Like, it's like this dude is like, are they asking you to do something immoral for $50 million, Anthony Joshua? Like if Anthony Joshua, I don't know if he's married or not. I don't know. I just don't know. But let's say he is, or if he was, hypothetically. Like if somebody would have told you, hey, divorce your wife and we'll give you $50 million, right? Then I could have said, you come in, hey, I'm not going to sell my wife out $50 million, right? I mean, that's how he's making this shit seem, right? He's talking like they really want to take his belts and they want to buy it from him. Like he's playing that Hulk Hogan role from the early 90s when $1 Million Man wanted to buy his belts or his belt, whatever, right? Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm not going to sell my soul. Like they're asking us to do something immoral, right? like it's stupid. They're not asking him to do something he doesn't believe in, for $50 million, right? Like, that's not what's happening here. They're not asking this guy, okay, to shoot innocent people for $50 million, okay? He himself said, if you give me $50 million, I'll fight you. That's what makes this whole thing insane. Now, we'll get back to that in a moment. The whole, he's the one that actually brought up that number, right? Let's say, because a lot of you Anthony Joshua, you know, vigorous supporters, you know, it's, you like to play pretend and pretend like you didn't hear a lot of the things that Anthony Joshua is saying, okay? And has said, and Eddie Hearn, how they contradict each other. You know, I don't know which Eddie Hearn we're gonna get sometimes. I don't know which Anthony Joshua we're gonna get sometimes. And you know, they never agree with one another. They're not consistent, right? They act very different on the topic of Anthony Joshua versus any other fighter, right? You know, it's insane. But let's, like, even if Anthony Joshua never said, give me 50 million, right? Let's just say that. The $50 million offer came about because Anthony Joshua was mocking the fact that this fight is potentially a $100 million fight. Okay? That's how this fight came up. That's how he came up with that number. Keep that in mind. But let's say he never said anything. Let's say, right, that he was offered $50 million to fight. Him never saying it. That is the biggest offer outside of a Floyd Mayweather at the very tail end of his career. That is the biggest guarantee any prize fighter, again, outside of like Floyd towards the very end of his career, right? That is the biggest guarantee. And I apologize, Pacquiao in the Mayweather fight. But you get my point, right? That is the biggest guarantee any other fighter other than those two have ever had. That is an insane amount of money. Now you may say, well, that's his point. He's not going to sell himself. He's not going to sell his belt. What does it mean he's not going to sell his belt? Is he concerned that he's not going to walk out with the belts at the end of the night? Is that what he's concerned about? I thought he was going to knock, you know, Wilder smooth out. Like, you know, like it's no big deal. Like he's going to destroy him. Right? So there's a lot of fear there. Like it's, if you guys can't sense it, all right, then I don't know what to tell you. You are in denial. For months, I have been on here telling people I believe Anthony Joshua will beat Deontay Wilder. But DStyle, looking at the matchup and their styles and breaking it down, doesn't mean shit if there's something inside. If Anthony Joshua doesn't believe he can do it, all that doesn't matter. Right? It just doesn't matter. He acts very different when it comes to this specific individual. But if he was offered $50 million, he's a prize fighter. By definition, okay, according to Joshua, all fighters that are offered a lot of money to fight are selling themselves, right? Like he's equating that to like whoring yourself in the street or something, right? You know, like he's equating that to doing something immoral, all right? You know, for money. You know, that is absolutely insane. All right? Like, it's one thing saying, nah, I don't accept your offer, right? But it's another thing to say, I'm not going to sell my belts for $50 million. That is absolutely insane. All right? Like he's going to make a deal with the devil and You know, like this is insane. You know, if Joshua feels like he's making a deal with the devil, you know, for getting paid to go knock Wilder's block off, then I don't know what to tell you guys. All right? He's getting paid $50 million to do what he claims, okay, he would do with ease. That he would destroy Wilder. Like, it's not even close, right? I mean, sure, we've had Eddie Hearn saying some, you know, some, I don't want to, it's a big risk, blah, 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 but nonetheless, right? That's like his job. That's what he does for a living. And like, there's nothing wrong with what he does for a living. All right? It's like, whatever you do at your job, and somebody offered you like a lot of money, and you said, nah, I don't want to do it. And then you say, well, pay me this much and I'll do it. And they offer you that money. And they say, oh, I'm not going to sell myself. Like, don't sell yourself. Like, it's what you do. It's your job. Like, you don't want to do this job? Like, if you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do it. But here's the worst part. He did say, give me the $50 million. Out of his own mouth. Like, it's on camera, guys. Like, I guarantee you that if this was not caught on camera, and it was like a newspaper article or something, you know, like somebody in the UK or something, you know, or whatever, right, you know, had wrote in an article about it, right now, you would have all these videos from AG supporters saying he was clearly taken out of context, right? Whoever wrote this article, we weren't there, we didn't hear what he said, you know, it's not what he said. I mean, why would he say that? That's ridiculous. You know, why would he say that if on camera, you know, he said the fight's not worth that much money? Duh. Right? Well, that's because he's always contradicting himself, and it is on camera, and he did say it. He said, give me $50 million, and you got the fight. Right? That's what he said. Out of his own mouth. He said, give me $50 million, and I'll fight you. Like, this is, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. All right? So anyway, this is DStyle, all right? By the way, guys, I'll have my live feed pretty soon, in a couple days. All right? I'm out.